Welcome, I'm Mrs. Schartz, and welcome to the AVLA Home Study Pre-Enrollment Presentation. Today, I would like to introduce to you our program and give you a little bit of insight of what goes on in homeschooling, talk to you about our school motto, what kind of supports you're going to receive, what are your responsibilities as a home educator, what does it mean instruction, what does it mean academic progress. I'm going to answer these questions for you. I'm going to give you a little peek into an instructional coaching meeting and talk to you about school of choice. The benefits of AVLA Home Study. You are able to provide personalized learning to your child. You know the areas of your child's strengths and the areas your child needs some support in. You will be supported by a standards-based curriculum as well as a credentialed teacher. Your child will receive one-on-one and direct instruction from you, the home educator. Our motto here at AVLA Home Study is support. We believe in strengthening relationships with scholars and families, understanding each scholar's unique needs, partnering with the parents to ensure the scholar's success, promoting positive behavior and growth, opening lines of communication daily, respecting every voice in the classroom and home, teaching with heart, purpose, and patience. So what does AVLA Home Study provide the home educator and scholar at home? Well, we provide home educator support. We give you learning packet modules based on the required state standards for your scholar's grade level. We provide you with instructional coaches, which are teachers that are fully credentialed. We give you support through home educator guides that gives you tips and answers for when you're instructing. We have a means of communication called the Parent Padlet. It's a website where we keep all of our flyers, all of our ongoings for our school that you can constantly refer to. We have learning websites that enable you to, for example, listen to a story or watch a science experiment. And we also proctor all state required tests. Now, what kind of learning support do you receive as the home educator? There are tutors available for our scholars. We can make appointments with a tutor where they can help with those hard to teach concepts. They do not replace learning at home. We do have small group instruction for our littles, and they will come on campus once a week to learn in a small group with a credentialed teacher. We use a foundational reading program called Literacy Tree, and that is an online class where the scholar is engaged in learning twice a week how to read or how to understand what they're reading through the method of science of reading. Our credentialed teachers or instructional coaches monitor academic growth. We do have a fabulous music teacher on campus, and scholars are able to engage in performances. We also do the benchmark testing. Now, the fun stuff. What kind of celebrations do we offer? We have scholarly awards. We do these every quarter, and we offer a night out at Rancho Vista Golf Course where we provide dinner. We celebrate your scholar and your work that you do at home. We do kindergarten and 8th grade promotion ceremonies. We do not have 5th grade due to the fact that we are K-8 school. We have a fall fun festival where it's outside, and we have jumpies, petting zoo, we have food trucks, live music, crafts, activities, all free to our families. And we do the same thing with Christmas. We have a celebration where we have a hot cocoa truck and we have crafts and activities for kids. So what is your responsibility as a home educator? You are required to provide direct instruction to your child. Our learning packets are there to provide 5 hours of instruction each day. You need to be prepared to teach your child. Use the learning module packets because they are geared for 5 hours a day. That gives you all the information you need to support learning at home. You will go over and teach the skills in those packets that we give you. You are required to check your scholar's work, independent or guided or while you're teaching. You have the means and support available for that. You are expected to check your scholar's work. Instructional time. Well, what do we mean by 5 hours? 5 hours is broken down into reading, language arts, math, science, social studies, and even physical education. Reading language arts for grades kindergarten through 5 really should take about an hour and a half to 2 hours because there's a lot that goes into it. You have reading, you have independent reading, you have comprehension activities, you have writing, spelling, grammar. So there's a lot that goes into that particular subject. Math, about an hour to hour and a half, depending on how hard the skill is. You'll notice that science and social studies are not geared to go every day. You can do science 3 days a week for an hour and social studies 2 days a week for an hour. And then every day students should be physically active for 20 minutes. This is a sample schedule of what it looked like for a child in kindergarten through 5th grade. It can look different for every family, but the idea here is we want you to see that it does take a whole day dedicated to being engaged in learning activities and instruction when you are homeschooling your child. For middle school, it's going to look just like they were in middle school, about an hour for each subject. Language arts, reading language arts, we have an hour and a half because it is more taxing and challenging, and they're required to write more. But everything else is geared towards what they would be doing if they were in a seat-based school. Please note that in K to 5 or even in 6 to 8, if you have a set schedule with your scholar and they did not get through everything independently after you've taught them, you can assign homework in the evening for them to finish up before the next day. Here is a sample schedule for middle school, grades 6 through 8. Again, this is just a sample. It could look different for everybody, but it gives you an idea that your whole day will be spent engaging your scholar in learning activities. So I keep talking about instruction. What is instruction? Well, it's broken down into a couple pieces. The first being pre-instruction. This is where you, as the home educator, prepare all the materials needed to instruct and engage your scholar in learning. If you need, your scholar could do a warm-up activity such as reading eggs, or go on IXL and practice math, or listen to the story on the learning website so they have an idea of what they're going to be reading. This way gives you time to get prepared. Instruction is when you're actively teaching your child from the skills in the learning packet. And while you're doing that, you need to check for understanding. Ask questions that are not yes and no to see if they are picking up on the instruction that you are providing. Once you feel like you've given enough of direct instruction, you move into guided practice. This is where yourself and your scholar do some problems together. And you walk through the problem step by step until the scholar really understands what they should be doing. The next step would be independent practice. This is where you give your scholar time to do some work on their own and really see if they understood what you were teaching. Go over the directions, make sure they know what's expected, and then give them some time to do the work. This is where when you come back after a designated time, you check their work to make sure they understood it. If they don't understand it and they're still having trouble with it, then reteach that skill in a different way. This is where your instructional coach can come in, or myself as the parent partner. You can reach out and say, hey, my scholar's really not learning it this way. Is there another way I can try this? As with everything, practice makes us stronger. So we ask that after you have taught and you have them guided practice and you see that they can do this skill on their own, that you still incorporate practice of that skill every single day of the week, because just because you memorize your 3 times tables doesn't mean that, or you knew it on Monday, it doesn't mean that we're going to know it on Friday. You have to institute time where they are being able to practice. Academic progress is very important to us. This is when a student is continually showing growth in learning the lessons, meeting learning goals, and getting better at skills like reading, writing, and math. We evaluate this every week at our instructional meetings. And how does a student make academic progress? Well, it's made through consistent instruction and engagement in the academic activities that are in those learning packets. It's very important to understand that academic progress must be made. A student can be referred back to their home district if there is no academic progress happening, which includes chronic absences. We are here for your child to learn, and that is our #1 priority. So we take this job very seriously, and if something is, this is why we want to help you in all the processes. If something we can help you with to help your child make progress, that's where we'll work together. Instructional coaching meetings. You will have an instructional coaching meeting every single week. It'll be at the same time. It'll be agreed upon schedule. Please arrive on time. They're only 30 minutes. You cannot miss one, because missing one would be like missing 5 days of school. If you are late to the appointment, your appointment will be rescheduled. Meetings are for the parent or legal guardian with educational rights for the child. You cannot send someone in your place. It must be the parent or legal guardian. They are the ones that can come to the appointment. Your child must come to the appointment. If your child does not come, that is considered an absence. They need to be there so they can showcase their learning. The meeting will also revolve around the learning module packet that you were given that prior week. You will talk to your instructional coach about what went well, what didn't go well, what do you need help with. Does the scholar need to have more time in that skill? You should come to the meeting even if you didn't have a good week and the instruction was not what you wanted it to be. We're here to help you. It's even more reason to come. Work with us. We're here to help you and support you teaching your child at home. You will also preview the next week with your instructional coach so you can ask questions and go through, oh, should we do it this way? Or really, should we try it this way? Because we are a school of choice, we have to follow all California state education regulations and the requirements of our authorizing school district. This is why it is mandatory that all of our scholars take the NWA benchmark testing and the state standardized tests. It is a requirement. If you have too many absences or a lack of academic progress, it could lead to your child being returned to their home district. This is a public school of choice. So a recap of the information is you are, as the home educator, required to teach and engage your scholar for 5 hours each day using the material we provide you. You are also responsible for checking any independent work, checking for understanding while you're teaching. Your scholar must show learning progress and growth at each meeting. Each week you must attend the meeting with your child. The child must participate in benchmark testing, and please ask for support when needed. You have the instructional coach or myself, the parent partner, that can help you as needed throughout the week. It's not just a one time a week. We are here for you each day of the week. All right, now it is time to think on it. It is time to go home and think over the next 24 hours all this information that you have been presented with. Is AVLA Home Study where you see your child learning and growing? If so, then contact us and we will happily enroll your child. If you need more support in finding another place for your child to learn, please also let us know so we can help. Thank you very much.